Now, everybody has heard the yeah vocal, but not many people are catching this little layer tucked in right here. Hey, I'm John McLucas, a traveling pop producer out here in Nashville, Tennessee currently, and today we are going to be unpacking all the vocal layers in Need to Know by Doja Cat. She goes off on a performance level in the way that she layers. Just everything about this is disgustingly dynamic and bombastic, which is and I'm excited to unpack it today. So we have a lot to get to and love these journeys together. So let's go ahead and dive in. We're gonna skip the intro. I'm gonna let this play a little bit and we're gonna talk about this stuff. Fun fact, I guarantee you didn't know that these ad-libs are mono. That reverb is mono and it's up the middle. So we just have literally her super heavy tone against her really dry rap delivery. So we have this great bounce back and forth, no doubles or anything until we get to the oh whoa. Then that opens up with doubles, really loud doubles, so it's very apparent, that transition right here. So that whole section still really dry, the oh whoa, yeah, oh whoa, I need to know. That is also very dry, but just the doubles are impossibly pop tight and just so beautiful and perfect. And then those ad-libs are so up the middle and dry. But it also sounds like they might be automating or might be ducking against the lead. I can't quite tell, but if I had to guess, it might be doing it manually depending on how things pop in and out based off of the, you know, how that hits the reverb. Again, same thing from the first half of that section. There's also this like low body vocal that I can't tell if it was before, but it's a little more revealed right here. So check this out. It's in the lines. It's really apparent right here. Like especially on the right channel. It's some kind of wild, vocoded, mangling, forward shifted, maybe a different person layered underneath that's super played with and messed up and layered underneath it. Kind of sounds like a flanger vocode thing going underneath, but I don't know what it is, but I love it. It gives it this futuristic, robotic edge to it that I really, really enjoy. Back to this with the... Now we're back into the full verse, right? Because typically that's when we would be splintering off into the wide vocals. So up until this point, it was just that vocal and her ad-libs. Essentially, her ad-libs are not ad-libs. They are almost a counter melody. It's almost filling the space in the cadence of the verse, which is really cool. Like we've consistently had this mono Doja with the mono reverb just up the middle, filling all of this space in such a fun, goofy way with all these different sounds, ways, melodies, set things going on that are really dope. And then delay kicks in. And then finally, these two sync up right here. And it sounds like that delay stays on. I can't quite tell. But if I had to imagine, I would also probably kick on the delay to stay on and bouncing throughout this section. Because we have an elevation in the actual momentum of the song here. So kicking on stuff like that makes sense. can definitely hear the delay there. Hold on. So now everything is picking up in energy. You know, even her ad libs, like that little. It's out this new counter melody. And then she's now starting this phrase, all the triplets. I want to take a second to stop talking about the vocal production and just talk about the cadence and how she's escalated throughout all this section. This is quite a long verse. We start with the hook, go into a verse, but just these little things that make you feel the energy pick up, and you're like, oh, we're headed somewhere. We're going to depart soon and go somewhere yonder. Eat it like I need an apron on, space, as opposed to. Like she's just going right in with the triplets, starting on that downbeat there. So again, small things that create the escalation of energy and say, oh, we're headed somewhere. And it can just be, oh, the top of this phrase, we're going to start with the faster flow, more words, more intensity. It's going to like that new energy. We're going to take us into the pre-chorus. Maybe it's the chorus. I don't know. But into the next section. Okay. We're back to the top of the song. It sounds like the same from here. Sounds like that robot thing again, just always seems to hurt her on the back half. All right, now we're getting into the weird stuff. This is the stuff. We have a nice harmony there. Love that. So we definitely have a center Doja here, but they're mostly on the sides. It's either 2 or 3, potentially more on each side, and they're pumped up with just a little bit of center Doja there to keep it glued in. Do you notice how the breaths are cut out except for the center vocal, which is something that I do all the time because nobody wants to hear that. But you can hear all these people on the sides, but they never breathe. It's just the center Doja that breathes. Especially like these big brass right here. It's that little thing, right? Just one person breathing. And if you've ever produced vocals or recorded yourself and listened back to everybody going, you want to vomit. It's so gross. So just the little things that make it tight, but she still has this big gang and it still sounds perfect and it still sounds in the pocket. Now, everybody has heard the vocal, but not many people are catching this little layer tucked in right here. This little right there. That is just like my favorite little way that she kind of brings us into the sex panic attack portion of the verse. It's just such a perfect little effect to drip us into that. And you notice that too, the delay is like, it's slamming through that part. Really loud. Because check out her. You can't quite feel as much to me, but here it really feels. You can hear it a lot better now. And again, I think this is a testament to Doja's ability to emote when performing and kind of be over the top. She's carrying so much with one single vocal here. And I mean, that speaks to her ability in hip hop, in cadence and flow. and her ability as a performer.
Probably thinking I'm a telekinetic. Oh, wait, you a fan of the magic? Poof, pussy like an Alakazam. I heard from a friend of a
And there's like these little details like
pussy
that.
like an Alakazam.
Yeah.
Pussy like an Alakazam. I heard from a friend of a friend that dick was a 10 out of 10.
And there's two things in the Dick 10 out of 10 line that I think are really cool. And we have this kind of like half throwaway moan.
From a friend of a friend that
But that's what's going on.
heard from a friend of a friend that
That's what's there.
from a friend of a friend that dick was a 10 out of 10.
And you can hear this little background vocal way tucked in. This is very hard to hear. But she's going,
Was a 10 out of 10.
she's doing something.
Dick was a 10 out of 10. Dick was a 10 out of 10. I can't stand it just one.
Then now we're back to the kind of loose stack that we talked about with the breath earlier. Back to that same arrangement.
I can't stand it just one night, man. Drink with the drink, give me a sip. Tell me what you can, give me the dick. Please slap me, choke me, bite me. Wait, I can say.
She goes ridiculous here, which is of course the point. I mean, sexually, I'd say we're at the peak of the song. So the ad-libs, which have already been ridiculously over the top, need to continue to match the energy of this escalation. I don't want to talk about the lead vocal. We all know what's going on there. It's perfectly delivered, so clever, so funny, so intriguing, and so perfectly Doja Cat. But it's about the stuff underneath.
Slap me, choke me, bite me. Wait.
So she way over-exaggerates her breathing, and we have this wild thing in the mono reverb up the middle.
Bite me.
She goes,
Bite me.
it sounds like she's saying, yo,
Me, bite me. Wait, I can take it, give a.
Now, you probably didn't realize that there was a layer over her lead vocal doing a different tone of a couple of these words. I didn't either till actually right this very moment, so it makes you feel better. But
Bite me. Wait, I can take it.
she might even just be making a sound.
Bite me. Wait, I.
There's like, on the first two words, which are,
Wait, I can take it, give a.
oh, wait, I can take it. On the, oh, wait.
Bite me. Wait,
That's,
bite me. Wait, I can take it.
there's just a little something underneath there that isn't in the lead vocal. And that, just a little bit of magic.
Wait, I can take it, give a fuck.
Then, of course, this little,
Can take.
like she's just screaming. Sounds like she's in the vocal booth, the other side of the vocal booth, just hooping and hollering, and it's great.
Can take it, give a fuck about what your wife is saying. Wanna know what it's like.
And then bring us back home. A couple other ad-libs in there, but that's the juice.
I just wanna fuck all night, yeah, yeah. Oh, baby.
Back to the same layers. It sounds the same.
No, I just been fantasizing, and we got a lot of time. Baby, come throw the pipe. Gotta know what it's like, yeah, yeah. Oh, baby, I need to know.
And I think that covered it. I mean, there's a couple of ad-libs in there, but as far as things that super change, that is really the core of a need to know. I think if I had to give you two important takeaways that I want you to take from this video before you go, it's this. The first thing is that you can get away with substantially less. If we're looking at a vocal track count compared to most songs, this is very minimal, like frighteningly minimal compared to a lot of the other things that we've covered on this channel. There is the lead vocal, the automation of the effects that come up and down. We have the, which might be 7 to 9 layers. And then we also have the ad-lib up the middle and the weird robot people. This could be an under 15 track song as far as the vocals. And two, when you have it this low, your performance better be on point in the same way, the dynamics, the energy and delivery as what Doja pulled off. Because what there isn't in vocal intricacy, she more than makes up for on the mic with every portion of her being in this track. This goes places that I think are just so ridiculous and so perfect, and that's what makes this song great, combined with those cool bits of the vocal production that keep us excited throughout the track. So thank you so much for spending your time here today. And there's lots of things you could do with this. The fact that we're here together means a lot. If you made it to this point, I would love for you to comment your favorite tomato down in the comment section. Just, it's gonna look really funny if people didn't make it to the end of the video. So thank you again. Excited to see you on the next one. Now get out there, work hard, and remember, you're just one song away. Cheers.